Alright guys, today I'm out here about to replace this water pump. Guys, this isn't really going to be an instructional video. If you got any questions when you're doing this, give me a holler and I'll try to answer them the best I can. But I do want to show you this because I think with this picture of what's going on, you can get a better idea. And then I believe that you can do this. If you understand this, then go ahead and dig in. If you not to this point, I would say get somebody else to replace your water pump. But obviously, you know, I got covers on all this stuff. You don't really have to take off that valve cover. It comes out. So you get all your plastics off. You're gonna have to take your AC pump off, loosen your alternator, you get your two belts off, take off your plastic covers, okay? And then you loosen this nut, take your two springs off, okay? This is your tensioner with your spring right there. You're gonna have to loosen this bolt because obviously once you put your spring on, then you tighten that up. Now, and then your water pump slides right off. Don't move and don't move, okay? That way you don't have to worry about your timing. If you don't move that, you don't gotta worry about your timing, and it won't move unless you move it, okay? So here's your water pump. You only got 4 screws. See if I can get you a little. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're just gonna pull it out. Now I'll give you a bottom shot. Okay, all the same stuff. You have plastic cover. The hardest thing to doing this is getting this big old bolt right here off that holds the other belt maneuver, but this is where your timing belt goes. We were able to use the impact. I had a pair of vice grips. On you know, kind of sitting on one of these jack stands. There we go, right there. Okay, I had vice grips sitting on jack stands, and then we used a high power impact, and it brought it off. And again, as long as you don't turn it, you don't have to worry about your timing. Okay, here's your oil pump. So if you want to do your oil pump, now there's this back here. If you turn this, which I did, 3 revolutions. And we're going to stick a screwdriver in there, and that's your harmonic balancer. It'll get it all balanced up for you for when you go to put your belt back on. But again, you can see the water pump right here, and we're going to try to knock that thing off of there. So I just use a little rubber mallet to kind of give me some room. So there you go, that's what you're looking at once you get inside. So that's there you go. Hard to replace it once, but I had somebody else do it, and obviously I did something wrong, we did something wrong, or I bought the wrong one, whatever. Just make sure you get, if you're a single overhead cam, make sure you get the single overhead cam. If you're the VTEC, get the VTEC. Otherwise you're gonna be in trouble. Hope that helps, and like I said, if you got any questions, let me know. I'll put a little bit more video in here as I'm putting it back together, so you can kind of see, you know, whether you film to put it back together, taking it apart, it don't matter. Okay, guys, you'll be able to see the different pieces that you got to do. One thing you have to do is take out this motor mount right here. It's easy. You got the 1 pin that goes in here, and then you got the 3 bolts right there. I went ahead and took those 2 bolts off too, just made it easier to get out of there. So there is that. And once you take your AC pump out and you take this off, you got a good access, and then you need to take your bottom plate out right there. Okay, and if you can't get there, this is not a job for you. But it's really, and then you're just taking off your plastic covers, remember your bolts, and you're good to go. As I said, I'll put a little bit more in here as we go. Maybe I can see if I can give you some of this. Is how you get your oil pump, your starting to wonder if this other tensioner spot is actually a screw that goes all the way through. But I don't think it is. I know it's not actually. That thing is on there. Makes me think that's not the problem, doesn't it? Ooh. Okay, as I said, you got the 4 bolts, and then you just got this little bolt right here for the spring tensioner. And there you go. There's your water pump. Comes right out of there. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this one, but she no good. She no good. Didn't seal, something didn't work. Alright guys, this is the part where you've gotten your big piece off. Yeah, you went ahead and take your 2 plastic covers off. Okay. You've got this belt right here, this tiny belt, and then you got the big timing belt. You have got your water pump right here. Oil pump is right here. Your balance and tensioner is right here. Okay. You got your spring right here for your timing belt, tension, and you got your spring down here for your oil pump tensioner. Okay, so I actually used I kind of used like a little hook piece to pull up on that, and then I tightened down that bolt, and then I tightened, then I kind of just pushed down on this piece right here to get this belt tight, and then I tightened up this belt, and as I was pushing down on this, I tightened this. So now you can kind of feel the tension. It's pretty tight. Your water pump, we already talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. Your oil pump down there, I already showed you those screws. As long as you don't move anything, right? When you got all this off, as long as you don't move this or move that one, you're good. You just slide this piece back on there, put on your second belt. We're gonna put on our 2 plastic coverings. We're gonna put our pulley wheel in there, and then we're just gonna put on our two other components here, our AC pump and our alternator. It's not rocket science. You can actually do this. You know, but if you're kind of confused, you know, just let her go. I did not actually even have to take off this plastic piece. I think I showed you that in a different part, but it's really not all that hard. You know, you kind of follow the screws, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So you got a total of 7 screws, and that's it. That is it, and you're good, you know. So once you take those off, well, that's the first thing you got to get off. You got to get that piece right there off, and then once you get that off, you take off your 2 plastic pieces, and this is what is revealed to you. Okay, you loosen your tension bolt. This is going to give you slack on your belts. You should be able to pull this wheel off. Gonna be able to pull this wheel off. See that I could pull the head off right now. Okay, you can pull that off. That's gonna give you, take this belt off. You're gonna be easy to get that belt off at that point. Okay, there's your oil pump right there if you wanted to replace it. Easy peasy. And then you'll have access to this once you loosen this up and take that spring right there off. It's going to loosen this belt. You'll be able to slide it right off. Got access to your water pump. Take your water pump off, put it back on. You didn't touch the position of that. You didn't touch the position of that. The only thing you might have to do is on your oil pump, it has a bolt right back here. You can see my screwdriver stuck in there. has a bolt back there. You take that bolt out and you slide a screwdriver in there to make sure it's all the way through. And if you spin this, you'll see that you can't get it all the way in there. And once you spin it to a certain point, you'll be able to get that screwdriver all the way through, and then you know it's balanced. It's all part of the balance system, the harmonic balancer part of it. So like right now I've got the belt on there. I can take that out and put my bolt in, which is probably what I'm going to do, and you're good to go. One guy used the door pin, and there's the bolt that goes in there, so you good. So you can do this. I'm about to put the black things back on, and then I'm gonna black dust covers, and then I'll put my belt pulley back on there, and we're good to go. Put my belt pulley back on there, and the other two pieces are pretty simple. So there you go. Like I said, this isn't a full instructional. It's just showing you that it can be done, and if you're mechanically inclined at all, you can do it. So there you go.